Happy New Year on this January 2nd. Welcome back to a conversation about being present to the present moment inside a larger conversation that we've had about how to make 2019 and this new year the best year of your entire life. We have to live intentionally if that's going to happen. And this week we've been talking about how we can live present to the present moment. And what's kind of emerged as a theme there is us being present to the people that are in our midst. And sometimes the very thing that prevents us from being present to people, to saying yes to conversation, is actually our inability to say no to the things that would keep us away from those things. And I think sometimes we are preventing ourselves from being present to people because of our fear of missing out, right? We live in a world where we are constantly presented options after options after options. And in order for us to say yes to one thing, then we have to say no to the 30 other things that in the temptation would lure us into believing that those things would make us happier than the one thing that we're saying yes to. In other words, if we're going to be present to the present moment, we have to say yes to where we are and no to our fear of missing out. I find that more and more with people that in my own life, what prevents me from really having conversation with people and enjoying relationship with people is this constant hum inside my heart that I could be doing this and that might make me happier, or we could be doing this and that might make us happier than what we're doing in the conversation. Right? There's this fear that we're missing out on something that's better. In fact, if you look inside your life, how many times when people ask you to do something, do you say yes, but you keep your options open because there might be something else that's better than what you're committing to? And there's just this fear in our culture of committing because if I say yes to this thing, then that means I have to say no to all these other things that could potentially make me happier. It threatens our ability to be present to the present moment. And sometimes just showing up to conversation to the present moment is half the battle. Making a choice to say no to all the other options. Saying no is the first step in order to say yes. What I find in my life is when I say yes and I'm committed and I'm in the present moment and I'm with somebody else who's saying yes and they're committed and they're in the present moment, then wow, my life is usually, at least in that moment, a little bit better than it was prior to my chasing the ever unfolding options that usually never fulfill or never come through with the very thing that they promised. How you doing with options? How you doing with the fear of missing out on something else? And how does that influence whether you are going to be present to the people in your midst? One thing that you can do today is just to spend some time at the end of the day looking back on your life and ask yourself, how influenced are you by the options of life? And are you able to embrace and settle with where you are, or are you constantly asking yourself where you could be? Come on back tomorrow and we'll talk about one of the things that is forming us, which is our devices, which prevents us from being present to the present moment. And until that conversation unfolds with you tomorrow, God bless you.